Everywhere I go, beauty finds its way in the little things of every day.
I thought I was sharing my story as a new mom. They were building a case against me. This is from an Instagram post I saw this afternoon as I was just scrolling online. I saw this post of a lady who wrote this, and she went on to write a few things just to give a bit of background as to why she said this. So I'll basically just summarize. She said her first job in the UK lasted 2 months because she was too open. She said she had just relocated to the UK. It was a new life for her, new country, new system, and that she was a first-time mom. She was still navigating life with an 11-month-old baby. And then she said, she would spend time with her colleagues, share her experiences, share some of her struggles with her colleagues, and that she will talk about motherhood and all of that. And then she said that she was being watched, and that in her first meeting with her manager said, "Are you getting enough sleep? Do you have support at home? Your trainer says you seem distracted." So she went on then to write. She went on to write that it started to feel like an interrogation. She said that the things that she had said freely were being used to question her ability to do her job. She said she tried to defend herself, and then eventually she was dismissed. And then she said that basically because she was dismissed because she shared too much, she spoke too much with her colleagues at work. And that's the reason why she lost that job and she was dismissed. But now she has another role and she's doing fine. So I went onto the comment section to try to see if people were getting what I was getting, if people were seeing what I was seeing, if people were seeing things differently the way I was seeing it. And everybody seemed to be on the same bandwagon. There's this idea or this concept in people's mind, especially people who have just moved from Nigeria to the UK, that all of your work colleagues are against you. All of your work colleagues, they've all come from their house to attack you, to do something to you. They are following you. They hate you, things like that. And even though some workplaces might be toxic, sometimes we need to look at both sides of the coin. So before I go into what I think about this, if you're seeing my face for the first time, welcome to the channel. Please do take a minute to subscribe. If you like what you see, please do watch all the other videos as well. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. So let us delve into what I think. So I immediately commented on the lady's post and I said, there's something that I noticed from what you said, and it's the fact that your manager said you seem distracted. She herself wrote it in that post that her manager said that her trainer had said that she seemed distracted. Now, when her manager said that, I asked her, what did you say in response? Were you actually distracted? Was there something you were struggling with? If you were not distracted, did you defend yourself? What did you do with that strong comment? Because if somebody says to you at work, you seem distracted, that's such a strong comment. What did you do with that comment? And I think that's the piece that was missing. And as we went on to have more, comments back and forth, she alluded to the fact that she had some struggles at the time. How she dealt with that struggles, with those struggles is something that maybe needs to be looked at. Now, let's talk about talking and sharing with colleagues at work and what shape that should take. Now, when it doesn't mean that you shouldn't talk to your colleagues or share experiences, you know, talk about where you're coming from. You work with people, you work with fellow human beings, and you can't just sit on your own, do your job and go home. No. Like I mentioned in the comments, I said, see, every relationship you have with colleagues is a mini interview for a referral in the future. You never know which one of those people is going to refer you to another role in the future. So you still need to make connections, but where do you draw the balance? Now, we sometimes come with this idea from Nigeria that, I want to be liked, I want to be nice. You're not going to work when you're working in the UK, you're not going there to be nice or to be liked. You're there to do a job. You should be friendly, but you're not there to make friends. So be friendly, but the purpose is not so that you can make friends, that you can go to their house or they come to your house, but be friendly. Still talk, still share your experiences. Now, where do you need to stop? Now, if you're having a conversation, you're at lunch, you're talking, and if the focus is solely on you need to stop. So, for example, they start asking you, "Oh, what is life in like in Nigeria?" You say a bit. Make sure that conversation goes back to them. So if you know maybe where the person is from, or ask the question back. So, what was life like for you? Do not let that conversation be just on you. Make sure it's a back and forth one. Now, if the conversation starts to tend towards, you see that they're asking you lots of questions, know that they're trying to get information out of you and you need to stop. You need to know when to stop when you're having these conversations. When you start to see that this conversation is not just banter, it is they are trying to get something out, stop and be watchful. Now, you also need to pay attention to the reactions that they have to what you're saying. If you say something and they start glancing at each other or they start making funny body movements, you need to take note. Whatever they say in response, take note of it. Take note of every single reaction to whatever you are saying. For example, when that person's manager said, "You seem distracted at work," that should have rang a lot of alarm bells. You see that you need to say to yourself, I need to sit up at this work, or you say, I'm not distracted. What do you mean by distract? Can you explain to me why you feel I am distracted? You need to get to the bottom of when certain comments are said to you at work. I feel like for that lady, when her manager said you seem distracted, she probably thought this is a therapy session and she started to pour out her heart and everything. That's not what you do. As much as you're friendly, make sure there's still a guard up, but don't regard them as enemies. Don't go to any extremes. What we tend to do as Nigerians is at work, the workplace in the UK is we get all friendly, all nice, and then when they do something to you, you go all the way to the extreme of not talking to anybody. You don't need to be on any extremes at all. You need to be able to make conversations, make jokes. That is the life here. That is how to work here. You have to, those tiny little conversations in the kitchen, they mean a lot in the workplace in the UK. Take it for somebody who has been in corporate for 17 years and someone who has this who makes decisions when it comes to recruitment. Those things are important. It's from those little conversations that you get things that you never knew that you'll be able to, information that you never knew that you will be able to get. You can get it from those small conversations, those small talks. So make sure that there are still small talks. Because when I went to the comment section under that lady's post, people were saying, those people, don't talk to them, don't say anything to them. That's how they are. They are very horrible. Yeah, don't talk to them. Oh. Somebody was even saying something like, oh, I tell them different information. I'll tell this one information. I tell that one another information. So that when they come together and talk about me, they will be arguing amongst themselves. And I was like, now you are digging a hole for yourself, because when they come together and they start to talk and the information differs, they will start to see you as a dishonest person. Keep your story consistent, but limit what you're going to say. Let the story be consistent. If you're saying I have one child, let it be consistent, but keep the conversation brief. Joke by all means, but know when to stop. Read the body language, read the reactions, read the comments back to you, the responses. If it starts to go left, stop. If they start to say something rude, make sure that you tackle it there and then. There and then. Face the person and say, do not say that about me again, and move on. And still continue to talk to them after that. Don't be on any extremes. Be friendly, but you're not there to make friends. Do not take any extremes. I think this is just the point of what I'm trying to make by this video. I just came back from work, but I just thought, let me make this quick video just to talk about this, because I see a lot of this type of posts on Instagram, TikTok, Nigerians talking about their struggles at work in the UK, Nigerians that have just recently moved to the UK, how they struggle with, communication and relationships at work. Some of them will say they are not your friends, don't talk to them, don't make any. I know someone who would finish their work for the day, pick up their bag and go home and not say goodbye to any of the colleagues around them. That's just plain rude. That is rude. That's not setting boundaries. You're just rude. And it will go down as somebody who is difficult. They'll start seeing you as somebody who is difficult, somebody who can't communicate, somebody who lack basic ethics. You still need to have those basic work ethics. And it's very different what that looks like here compared to what we do in Nigeria. In Nigeria, once the boss likes you, even if you are making a mess of everything, that's it. Here, your work is your work. Your work is what speaks for you, and also how you are able to work with other people as a team member. Working as a team member is very, very important. And how they see that is sometimes in all those little talks and those little conversations, they can see that you are relatable. They feel like, oh, this is somebody that they can relate to. And you will leave that workplace. That's the thing. Especially if you're in an industry that is so small, you will meet those people again on another transaction, another deal. You will still meet those people again. So you need to leave a good impression. Don't, it's not like Nigeria that you spoil yourself in one workplace and move to another place and nothing happens. No, you have to leave a good impression as you move along, because somebody will say, oh, I used to work with that person, I remember her. And some people will say, oh, she was a bit difficult, or she doesn't communicate very well, or she's a bit she you don't relate well with people. So you need to take note of all of those things and make sure that you are friendly, even though you're not trying to make best friends out of them. Limit what you say. Like this lady said, she had only spent 2 months at that workplace. And with the amount of the things she already said she had discussed with her colleagues, that seems like a lot already in 2 months. You've already spoken about your life in Nigeria, you've spoken about your fact that your motherhood, your struggles with motherhood, you've spoken about all of these things, and you've only spent 2 months there. I feel like, even when you want to relate with colleagues, say things one at it, a little things at a time, not everything all at once. You're not there to make lifelong friends out of them. Say a little bit, move on. Say a little bit, move on. But keep your stories consistent and make sure that you're focusing on your work. Now, if you have other struggles that you know genuinely that you're struggling with, then deal with those struggles in the way you're supposed to. It's either you ask for help. If the workload is too much, speak about it and be clear about what you need help with. Don't just say the workload is too much, because then they will say you're not competent. Be able to say, this is what I do, this is how I spend my time, this is how I manage my time, and then this is what I'm unable to do, or I'm lagging behind because of time, because of capacity. This is how much I'm stretched. Be able to give a proper explanation of why you need a hand and need a help with your workload. Be able to prove that and ask for the help that you need. If you need help with time for family, maybe work from home time and all that, be very clear about what you need. And if you need to sort out help, childcare and all that, so that you're not struggling so much, do that as well. Your workplace is not a therapy session for you. They are not there to solve all your problems. You are there to work, not for them to sort out your nursery care or your child care issues for you. So if you need to sort those out, sort it out too. If you need to take a break from work to take care of your children as well, do that too. There's also the place for that, and we should not be ashamed. Even though I understand a lot of Nigerians who've just recently moved don't have the luxury to be able to, stay at home and take care of the children because they have their COS to worry about and all of that. I do understand all of that. But if you know you've got those struggles, then just take it that, you know what, these are just struggles that I have to deal with now. Not every blame goes back to the workplace. Not every blame goes back to your work colleagues. Not every blame goes back to your society. The UK is not running mad like most people try to make you feel like. It's not. The society is not running mad. It has its own issues, it has its own problems. But if you can adjust to your problems in Nigeria, then you should be able to adjust with this to these ones as well. You just need to make a few tweaks in how you think about things. The thing is, when you first move to the UK and you start working, you're gonna have some struggles. You're definitely, because it's different. It's a different, the work ethics are very, very different. So if you have struggle on your first job in the UK, it doesn't matter. It's fine. You get another one and then you get used to the system. You'll be able to bend here and there. You will know what to do, what to say with time. It's just a matter of time. Don't blame it on anybody. Don't blame it on anything. It's just different. You're just in a different place. And you would always struggle in one way or the other with your first job in the UK. My first job in the UK was McDonald's. And there was a day I said that somebody slipped and fell in front of me. I didn't cause it. They just, somebody just fell. And then I was saying, oh, sorry. And then a friend of mine who also works there, a colleague of mine, called me and said, no, you don't say sorry when you haven't done anything wrong. You just say, are you fine? Are you okay? Do you need help? And I was like, oh, okay. So it's all these little things that you learn. You'll just naturally learn them. So it's fine. It's fine if the first one comes with its struggles. By the time you get to the next one, you start to understand how to work your way around, how to work things, or the third one or the fourth one. With time, you settle. The UK is not running mad. The UK workplace is not running mad. Your work colleagues are not all running mad. Okay. I hope it makes sense. The few things I said. I just came back from work. I just thought I would just say a few things on this. Okay. I'm going to show you what I'm wearing because I really like what I'm wearing today. Okay. So it's a brown on brown set. It's brown on brown, and I've got brown boots as well. Got my brown boots as well. I really like what I'm wearing today. I hope you learned one or two things from this one. Please do like, share, subscribe. My microphone stopped working. But I just wanted to say, just end the video. Yeah, thank you. Please do like, share, subscribe. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think about this one. And see you on the next one. Bye.